aren't we? Sit, we're live. Easy as that.
Boom.
Mr. Mitchell in the building.
Yes.
So, right, we're back for another... This is going to be a big one, this. We're going to be catching up on UFC 244.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
And we've got Mr. Gaz Firm in the building.
Welcome.
Oh, we need to turn that down. But first, a quick shout out to our sponsors. Amazing Green CBD. Obviously, everyone's using our discount code, I'm led to believe, which is a good thing. Are you still using it?
What is our discount code?
AVT10.
Oh, yeah, we're using the AVT. I didn't know if you had a different one for the podcast.
No, we just throw it all in one hat.
Yeah, AVT10, it's easy, isn't it? Yeah, it's all good. Check them out. Obviously, they've got the creams, the balms, the oil, the vape oil. They still do gummies, everything. Yeah,
we ate the gummies though.
Yeah,
massage oil as well now.
Massage. Oh yeah, so Lucy at the gym, I noticed she's doing CBD massage now.
Oh really?
Yeah, she's offering that, isn't she? So yeah.
There you go. There's another shout out for Lucy there. Got out for a CBD massage.
Yeah, there you go. Check her out, Lucy. She's based at Trident Fitness.
And Ali at Muscle Medicine. I went to see him last week and had some more acupuncture needles in my knee.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
looking after everyone.
I'm not an expert in all this, but that definitely helped. And I felt like I'd hit like plateaued on the recovery of the MCL. So about 2 weeks ago, I got a membership at a local hotel and started using the sauna and the jacuzzi and steam room and doing a bit of swimming. And that's just like accelerated the...
Yeah.
Like, I've been in the sauna every day. You might know a lot about this, but...
Yeah,
I've been in
therapy just catapults you.
Yeah, within about 10 days now, it's just like... It's good. I mean, a good place.
I was talking to... I can't remember his name. It was Jack and Jack's mate, Jack Grant. Change Jits. Is it Morris?
Who?
Change Jiu-Jitsu. With Jack Grant.
He trains with Jack.
Changed at AVT.
Morby.
Yeah.
Morby.
I forgot his name, sorry. Blank, yeah, you were actually talking to him about that and we were having a bit of an argument about like cold therapy and
having an argument with Morby, never.
Yeah, but he was saying like the mental side effects, benefits of like cold therapy in the morning. And I was like, yeah, but the physical benefits aren't that great. And there's a lot of like arguments about that.
Morby came on the podcast and he was talking about that. Cause he obviously takes his dog for a walk in lakes and jumps in fucking glaciers of wherever he is.
Yeah. Which I think that's like more of a mental resilience thing, like overcoming something that's difficult early on in the morning. That gives you a lot of benefits. But he's saying like the mind is connected to the body, so it must be a physical benefit as well, which it's got some kind of weight to it, but...
I think this heat therapy is definitely it's 100% had a physical benefit for me.
Yeah.
So
it's just to do with blood. It's just to do with blood flow, isn't it? It
Yeah.
comes down to blood flow, and I think same thing jumping in like cold places and that. You know, going from cold to hot as well. You know.
I think that's most beneficial, like cold, hot.
Yeah. Is it in Iceland and stuff where they jump in the water, then they get in the sauna?
Well, that's it. Because when I went to see Ali, we're saying obviously after about a week or 10 days, all the inflammation's gone from whatever injury you've got. It's gone, and after that, it's heat therapy, which I didn't know until I went to see him about 2 weeks ago. So every day I was putting a hot water bottle on my knee, and then started going to sauna. I've been at sauna every day for the last 10 days, and then I went down rolling this morning. So
I feel all right.
Yeah, it felt good. Felt really good.
That's one thing that I would like at my house, like a little infrared sauna.
Yeah.
Just 30 minutes a day. It's meant to like really improve your life, really improve like your life.
Just the lights. Jack's out there eating chicken or whatever, but he's got one of the the lamps. You can have the lamp and you can just sit with it. You're supposed to sit naked. Do you know what
infrared?
I mean? Yeah. And you can just sit in front of an infrared light.
Yeah.
And you can just absorb it, and it increases testosterone and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite cool, isn't it?
Go on, Jack.
What's he saying?
An inversion table as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen the inversion tables.
I need to have a go on
They're
that.
Quite cool.
Yeah.
Give me a few centimetres.
You fucking need it, pal.
Right. You might as well introduce him properly then. Now that we've had his little discussion, who he is and whatnot.
So this is Mr. Gaz Firm. He used to train with me. Well, he still does train with me. Occasionally. Former professional MMA fighter. What level did you play rugby at as well? That a professional level? Professional rugby player as well. And now the owner of Strong 101, which is CrossFit Pontefract as well, right? Yeah. So I didn't know if you'd like unaffiliated or something.
No, we're still an affiliate.
So so he's got a CrossFit gym, a very busy and successful CrossFit gym as well in Pontefract. So welcome.
It's
Thank
class.
you for having me.
It looks amazing as well, that gym. Like before we'd even spoken, before I knew really who you were, I saw that on Instagram or Facebook, and I thought it was somewhere else. I didn't realize it was so local.
Yeah, I've really focused on the aesthetics of the business. Like, I think a lot of CrossFit gyms and a lot of gyms in general just kind of like chuck a load of weights in and say, come down to this empty unit with whitewash walls. And, and then I've kind of gone the different route. I think how it looks. I want it to be a place where people really want to come and train, and like a destination kind of training place, rather than just come and do this in here and then leave. So we just used some scaffold boards that I got from my mate. It just kind of come together organically. With the scaffold boards. I did see another gym in this area use them vertically, and I thought, well, I really do like the look of that industrial kind of look, and I just kind of put his own little wash on it, and then moved them horizontal.
It's a shame we can't put a picture on there of it. Is that possible?
No, Danny's not that far advanced yet.
Come on, mate.
Go to the Instagram. There's loads of. I literally took a picture about 2 days ago. We've got some new lights, and we've got some up lights on the.
I saw that
checker
really
plate.
Cool. Yeah.
Checker plate logo. It's like raised to in the apex of the roof.
Yeah.
And we've got some up lights. I've been wanting to do it for ages, and we had some lights left over from changing all the strip lights. So. And now it looks, that image is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks good.
It does look cool.
I didn't see it. What is it on Instagram?
Strong101 _ UK. If you put Strong101, it comes up.
Class.
Let me quickly, because I'm pretty proud of this.
I want to see it. Let's see it.
Sick.
Danny's got it up on his computer screen over there.
Oh, that's the website. Yeah.
That's the latest picture. I took that like about 5:30 in the morning. I got to the gym, and they stay on all the time now. And turned all lights off and
well, you took that photo.
Yeah, I just took it on that iPhone.
You want to get into photography?
Loads of filters.
That's class. That looks class.
Mad what an Instagram filter can do, innit?
No, that's amazing. That.
It just looks cool, doesn't it?
Like you said, it sets you apart, doesn't it?
I want it to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's the idea. We don't want to be just CrossFit. It wants to be Strong 101 first.
Yeah.
And we do CrossFit.
Strong branding. Is strong branding.
I want a good brand. Strong brand.
So before we go into your career from fighting back in the day, do you want to touch on? Did you watch fights this weekend? UFC 244.
I just watched Till and Gassom, and then I watched obviously Nate and who was it?
Masvidal.
Masvidal. Yeah.
Well, I take it you watched them all?
Yeah.
Pull the fight card up for us, Danny. Then let's have a look. Let's go through them. Let's see what people thought. So I personally,
prelims first.
Yeah, we'll go prelims first. I thought it started off stronger and then got weaker towards the end.
It's hard to predict, isn't it? It's very hard to predict.
And pretty much
I think I missed a few of the earliest fights, but
we were chatting beforehand, and I put my bets, like my guesses up, and I actually had the bet on on accumulator, and fucking lost it straight off the bat. Everything. I thought it's weird, isn't it, when you're betting on fights, or you assume like, oh, this is definitely he's gonna win that, he's gonna win that, he's gonna win that. And there's no certainties in the fight game, is there?
Especially in MMA. In boxing, it's a little bit more one-sided, and you can tell that by just looking at the fight, the odds on the fight. But for MMA, it's crazy. There's a lot of ways to lose, so anything can happen. But I think I had a 6-fold on, and I think I got 3 of them right. So
I had a 6 on, and I think I lost first one straight off the bat.
Yeah,
I think Johnny Walker fucked me in the bastard.
Yeah, bastard.
Said to you both, I'm like, you were riding that hype train.
Fucking Yoda Jessup.
I wanted to believe. But yeah, have you seen Johnny Walker?
Yeah. Did he win?
No. He got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. I just saw him talking loads of rubbish before.
Yeah, there's been a lot of...
Dan Hardy's been getting some shit.
Yeah, Dan Hardy got some shit because he was saying that Johnny Walker said, no, I want to knock you the fuck out on that. And then even his opponent said, no, that didn't happen. Yeah. So...
But he's saying that for like a good 15 minutes in the tunnel or something.
Yeah.
He was constantly repeating it, but apparently we're a fan and not Johnny Walker.
Yeah. I thought we were a teammate.
Maybe,
I think we're a teammate of Johnny Walker's. We're giving him shit. But then obviously,
Dan Hardy apologised, didn't he? And then said, well, I wouldn't have thought it of you if you hadn't done loads of previous shit talk.
But Dan Hardy said he put it out there like as a certainty, like he was stood there. And then afterwards he was like, oh, obviously some fucking, Jeff told me while we were back having a piss, like, fuck off. At least put something out there that you saw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go on then, get prelims up. Where are we starting?
So, Orlovsky. Yeah, I can't say that. Okay.
Poor Orlovsky.
He lost him,
yeah, but what a guy. Fucking hell, he's been around forever, Orlovsky, hasn't he? He's been around forever.
And he fought on the prelims as well.
Yeah. But I mean,
Used to be
how old is Arlovski now? 40 something, 46, something like that. 41.
I will fact check that.
Get those facts checked.
It is a shame, isn't it, to be losing on the prelims. And to be
he's a legend regardless. I don't know how much he's getting paid nowadays.
Do you think
300 grand? Yeah.
Oh, right.
Shit. On the prelims, 300 grand. Shit.
40 years.
Right.
He's 40 years old. I thought he was older than that, but he's had a tough paper round, hasn't he? He's had a lot of fucking fights.
He's been doing it since he was like 18, 19, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
his
legacy is fucking. I don't know what his last few fights have gone off the top of my head, but you know, he is an old school fighter, and he probably should have retired a long time ago. But
some people just can't let it go, can they?
Yeah, it's like me. I'm fighting this month.
You know, I'm
fighting this month, so yeah, I can't really say anything.
Ben Rothwell in July lost his one before that, so yeah, up and down.
But yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend, and
it's like what are you hoping to achieve when you're that far on?
Yeah.
And against nobody's is not really like if you were fighting another guy.
The thing is, he's going to be against young up and coming fighters really who were just trying to take his name, and it is a shame. It is a shame. So, but if he got 300 grand, then I'm sure we don't really give a fuck.
Did you see that Canelo and that were like waiting for the UFC 244 to finish?
That were interesting.
Which it were a big hype, you know, saying
apparently that was a last minute thing as well, that they called him and said, listen, we're gonna hold the ring.
It was like the crowd's going mad. Can we get a live stream sent to MGM Grand?
Yeah.
So they've sent him a live stream to watch the UFC, the main card, and then they fought after that. But I think then they put out like Masvidal made $500,000 and Canelo made $36 million on that fight.
Yeah.
So it still sort of shows like who's ruling the roost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is
it still appeals to far more people, doesn't it? Boxing, I think.
Yeah, because it's simpler. It's like your average,
easy to understand.
Yeah, you just sit on your settee and you just never played sports in your life. You can understand that a punch in the face. You understand. It's easy to understand, isn't it? Whereas
as soon as a fight goes to the floor,
stand them up.
Yeah, a lot of people are just like, what's going on?
Yeah, people don't understand it, do they? So boxing is just. It's very straightforward, isn't it? The guys.
Do you think it'll always be like that, or do you think in time it'll turn around? It's getting better, isn't it? Because people are becoming a bit more educated.
It's getting closer, but I think there'll always be like a big purist boxing. You know, a lot of boxing fans like MMA as well now.
Yeah. I don't watch boxing, me. I can't be.
No, I can't.
I like it, me. I think that
unless it's a really good fight, like an exciting fight.
Yeah, I do like boxing. There's something. I think it's more brutal than MMA. It
is more brutal in it, I think.
It don't look more brutal though, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like
taxing for your brain.
From like a fan's perspective, like I think you're just gonna just punches, like, and if you're not asked about the technique of striking and punches, that like I'm not really that asked when I look at it's boxing. Whereas like MMA, like if somebody's gonna get elbowed in
it looks colder, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean like look at when who you fought? Gunnar Nelson, when he elbowed that dude in head and split it open and then choked him out and there was blood spraying everywhere. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It looks crazy, but
that is the most primal like sport.
It's grim
in the world. Yeah. Unless you want to take your gloves off and then do it, but
Valetudo, that's the one.
On his knuckles, like he's ready for it.
Yeah.
Right, next fight we're middleweight bout with Edmund Shabazian. How I pronounce it? Yeah, is that what you've got?
Yeah.
So as we were sat there, I put my 6-fold on and I saw this fight coming up and I've watched his last fight and he's a quick finisher, isn't he? And he's only young. How old is he? Like 19, 20 or something?
Yeah.
He's super young. And I like had the bet and it, like they were in the cage and I'm like trying to press the bet and and it started. It's like no bets.
No
and I was like I'd put on for a first round finish and it were gonna pay back like 60 or 70 quid and I missed it and he fucking beat him in the first round. I was like shit.
Rookie mistake.
Internet connection.
21
years old.
He's looking good, isn't he?
Beast, yeah, beast. 21. Getting younger, these fucking fighters.
And who did he fight?
Brad Tavares.
Tavares, yeah.
Was Tavares on Ultimate Fighter? Were he second runner-up or something, Brad Tavares?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's how he came up, innit?
Yeah.
Has he had a big layoff?
You know what? I've not seen the Ultimate Fighter for fucking ages, mate.
It was a long time when he were on it.
I I think last one I watched with Conor McGregor won. That was the last one I watched, I think.
I watched a few before that.
The McGregor era. Go on, what else we got? Let's rattle through them.
So, do you want to call them out since you got card up there?
No, it's your job.
So we got Shane Burgess versus Makwan Amirkhani. Amirkhani.
Oh, he fucked him up, didn't he? I'm trying to how did that go? But yeah, he fucked him up, didn't he? He did well at the first round, gassed out. Did Amirkhani? How's that you pronounce it? Amirkhani. First round he gave it the bollocks, and then after that he just got teed off on for the rest of. It just kept making him stand up, didn't he?
Like, he seemed to start to have a little going last minute again, but other than that,
it was one of them. You know when you said it's the worst thing when they just keep making you stand up.
It is, yeah.
That's what happened. Like he were like every take shots, go to the ground, and be like, nah, come on, let's have it. And yeah, good fight.
Kills you.
Then obviously our mate Johnny Walker versus Corey Anderson again. Hype train disappeared. Back to stripping for him, I think. Isn't it?
You know what? He is a beast, and I remember when I first seen him, I thought, how has this guy ever fucking lost? But yeah.
Well, Corey Anderson said in his thing, he went, if you watch any tape, like you step back and hit him with the right hand, he's been knocked out twice with it. That's what he did.
Yeah. But when you watch his wins, you just think, how the fuck can this guy ever lose? Like, he's a fucking beast. But yeah.
You can't take a back step with him because he's just going to come forward and keep coming forward.
Yeah, but that pressure. Yeah.
And how did he lose?
He got stopped, yeah.
Knocked out.
Stoppage?
Yeah. First round. 2 minutes in, I swear.
2 minutes, 7 seconds.
Got caught.
I won't say a lucky punch if he aimed it towards his head and it hit him.
No, he followed up.
That's not lucky,
He
that.
wasn't knocked clean out. He followed up with some and went to cage and finished it.
He played a good game, didn't
he?
Yeah. On to main card, the best fight of the evening by a country mile. Kevin Lee versus Gillespie, who's unfortunately not with us anymore.
That is one of his questions. Did Kevin Lee kill a man? And it was quite close.
Yes, he did with an head kick.
Like, that was something else, wasn't it? He's in like another the MMA underworld with Ben Askren. Yeah. He's like floating around somewhere. His soul's gone. It was brutal, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
That was like, that's what it worst was.
He absolutely went flying.
I think that looked worse than Ben Askren, just because obviously we're just on end of a kick, just teed off on him, and he just penciled back. He penciled. That's it.
It was set up against Cage though. That made it worse.
That's the worst thing. Like, that looked horrendous. I wish we could put replays on because that were unbelievable.
No, we'll get taken.
Did you see that?
Off.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
You've
that.
not seen the knockout?
Seen it,
Get it up on YouTube for him. Like, it's something else.
I always watch my fights on the MMA call the next day, and some fights just get taken
illegal.
down.
No, you don't. You don't do that. That would be illegal, guys. You watch them. You pay for BT
Next
Sport.
morning when I get downstairs at 5:30.
You've got a BT Sport subscription and you subscribe to UFC Fight Pass as well, don't you?
Just use somebody else's BT Sport subscription.
I have got one.
That's what I do.
I didn't realise you could watch fights previously from the night before.
Well, you can watch them back to fucking. I think it's UFC 1's on there. You can watch all kinds of stuff.
How quickly does it get put? I don't think he's got Fight Pass.
He didn't got Fight Pass straight away.
He just set BT Sport, I think.
Yeah,
I've got his account, but you can watch that straight away. Like live.
There's loads of good stuff on Fight Pass when you look. They've got like all the old Cage Warriors fights. EBI. They've got EBI. They've got like Pancrase on there.
You can watch. You can watch Jay Furness beating the greatest of all time.
Artem Labov.
It's on there.
Yeah,
it's class.
Man, yeah. All the Cage Warriors fights.
So here's the video. It's on YouTube. It's a bit far away, but. He hides it behind his jab. Does it? Yeah.
Boom. Oh God.
But look, he's like still penciled up against Cage. That was so
horrible.
bad.
Yeah.
So athletic, isn't he, Kevin Lee? Like unbelievably athletic.
Bit like me. I'm super
Similar
athletic.
build.
Yeah.
Well muscled.
Who else we got?
Derek Lewis. That went the distance, didn't it? Decision.
Yeah, it did.
But a split decision. Remember? I can't remember.
Let me check.
Oh yeah, against Blagov Ivanov.
Yeah, so
he's been stabbed in the heart. He's literally been stabbed in the heart. Like
Bulgarian guy. So yeah, a lot of people saying he got robbed or whatever. Did it go down as a split decision?
I think it was a split decision win for him. Yeah,
it went down as a split.
It would have. I mean, I agree. It was probably his fight.
Yeah.
Because like he managed. He likes his submissions, so he took him down, and he had him in an arm triangle a few times, but he just managed to get out, and then he had him in an Americana, I think. Is that right? Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, because I think he had Americana fairly close a couple of times. But again, a good fight. After that, it was Stephen Thompson, Mr. Wonderboy, who put on a bit of a clinic, really. He looked best you've seen him in a long time. Really good. And then what we called way wrong, the middleweight bout against Kelvin Gastelum versus Darren Till.
Yeah, fucking Till looked huge, didn't he? Fucking hell, looked like a monster.
Do you think Gastelum just underperformed as well, like a bit flat after?
Yeah.
He didn't seem to be himself. Like
he was carrying a bit of extra weight. He had his elbow on his coach to weigh in.
Apparently he had a bit of a hard weight coach.
What's happening with that? Is there going to be some kind of investigation into this weight?
Well, I don't think they can, because they've basically got to say we're shit. Aren't they? He was stood in front of everyone. There's all officials there. That's their job.
Unbelievable. And then when they get off, when he gets off scales, he turns round. And then, looks really excited to the guy that he's just been leading. I just think, you definitely knew that you were doing that.
Just come close to it, Mike.
Sorry, mate.
Right. I think you went off screen as well then. Like, where's that voice coming from? But yeah, it looked well. I think he just played a really smart game, did Darren Till. He got his shots off and then engaged when he needed to, and he just controlled the fight.
He said, didn't he, afterwards that he was really nervous and he even thought about pulling out the fight.
I wanted to ask you about that, because he says, every fighter's scared and all this sort of stuff, and you guys are fighters. Like, what have you had that thought process before a fight?
Personally, no. But I think I'm super. Yeah, I'm like very, very super relaxed before a fight. I'm just like chilled and that, and I don't really.
What about when you first started though?
I don't really feel that. Yeah, I mean, the only fight really I can remember feeling like bad, nervous, anxiety, all these kind of weird emotions were when I was younger. Like my first fight as an adult, I'd had loads of fights as a kid coming up, and then like when I was like 16, 17. I think when I was 17, I didn't have any fights. I didn't compete. And then I came back and I fought when I was 18, and I fought another adult. This is like, I'm a man now. I'm fighting adults. And I think that were in my head. And I remember fighting just being in just a panic, just like blacking out, like not remembering much. I won the fight, luckily. But I can remember just fighting like absolute shit and just making just panicking, panicking and just overthinking and blacking out and that, just super nervous, I guess. And then after that, I just thought, fucking hell, why the fuck did I do that? Like, I can fight, I've just fought the shittest I've ever fought, and I beat the guy. So I can just be relaxed. And from that point, I just back to my normal, relaxed self.
I think like a valid point that Darren Till made was that obviously he got...
For him, it's the pressure.
There's a social media pressure. Like, he's giving it...
Everyone's watching.
Yeah, he's giving it big licks. He's come up really sort of pretty quick. They've built him up, and then he got knocked out by Masvidal. And then coming into this fight, he's gone up a weight class against an absolute killer.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot, in it.
All the promo is said, I've had to watch myself get knocked out 50 times before I even walk into the ring, because all the promos have been him getting knocked out by Masvidal, which is pretty like...
Visually seeing that.
Obviously, they got Masvidal on the same card as well. They're promoting that. It's like...
He'll be questioning his chin, he'll be like, I've been knocked out, and then I've gone against Gastelum, who's just gone 5 rounds with Adesanya, right till the death. So I think it's fair. He played such a smart game, and
it must have been hard in his camp, just trying to build his confidence back up and kind of
I thought, because he's done interviews with the guys from BT, and he's sat in Anfield, and I think Pav shared it on Instagram, and he's sat there and he's like just staring down into space, and he's like, I've got to win. I've just got to win. I can't lose. I've got to win.
Just got to reinforce that you're still that fighter that you always knew you were.
That's it. He's got that pressure on him that he's like, I need to win this fight, and I think that probably pressure that will make you scared, and almost that can fuck you up in the fight because you just aren't fucking throwing.
He did well not to let it. I think he even fought well in first.
Yeah, but he said, didn't he? Once he got in there and he started doing stuff and that, I think you have a little bit of success in fight, and then you cruising. Then
I think he obviously got his first round out way, and then his corner like, that's it. Like we're there now. Let's do what we need to do.
What we normally do.
Yeah. So congratulations. I'm glad he did it.
Yeah. Buzzing for him. I thought it was the wrong move really, but yeah. Well done to Darren Till for...
He did look huge.
He looks massive.
But the thing is now, like, what's next? You know what I mean? We'll see what's next.
He wants to fight in Anfield against who?
Whittaker.
Right.
Well, that's what I've seen online today. So it doesn't
Who
make
knows?
sense.
Yeah.
You might as well go fight Whittaker, with a champ for however long. If he beats him, then he gets a shot at Adesanya.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense, doesn't it?
But then Adesanya's like
whether they'll do it in Anfield is a different matter. Like, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tall order, isn't it? But
especially when he's just been knocked out twice and then come back on a win, going off demanding whatever he wants.
Yeah. And then obviously the main event, the BMF bout. How did we all think that went?
They were a good fight. What do you think about the stoppage? I thought it was quite needed. I don't know. You can see his reasons behind it. Everyone slags him off. But
you know what? I'm torn. You know, you look at it as a doctor. If you've got to look at the fight as like, you're not looking at Nate Diaz being Nate Diaz. You're just looking at two people competing. You know, if that's two novices, you know, competing, you'd stop the fight straight away.
Yeah.
But then, because it's Nate Diaz, everyone's like, "No, fucking let him just fight. He don't give a fuck." You know what I mean? Just let him fucking fight.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. And then
the doctor responsible for that.
That's it, and that's the kind of, you got to weigh up that, you know.
It's like,
is it the same rule for everyone, or is it because it's Nate Diaz?
It's
let them
ironic,
fucking kill each other.
It's like the BMF bout, you know, like these two.
Should have had special rules for that.
These two gangsters, these killers.
No doctors, no referees.
Yeah. Because that's what the hype. Like these two, the baddest guys on the planet. They've come from like Miami and from fucking California.
I thought the fight satisfied people's needs, though. I mean, the result at the end didn't.
Yeah, people wanted blood, don't they? People are fucking baying for blood. They want to see somebody get knocked out. They want to see a definite.
Probably from Nate's and everybody's point of view. Like Nate, that cut were opened up 7 weeks, 8 weeks ago before.
Yeah.
You know, on his last fight. So I don't know how long it takes a face to heal. Both the Diaz
brothers. He needs
brothers.
some like Vanderlei Silva style plastic surgery, doesn't he?
Yeah, like obviously it's going to be
like
thinner skin. He's going to get opened up straight away. So maybe they should have like pushed it back a bit further, you know.
His eyebrow fully hanging over his eye.
Yeah.
It's like impeding
and
his vision
a massive
and
cut underneath. So
go on, Jessup wants to fucking intervene here.
Yeah. Tony Ferguson's last victims have all been allowed to fight. Do you know?
It depends what doctor you get as well.
It'd have been let go in Vegas.
That's
the way in Vegas, or what?
Yeah, it's that individual doctor made that call at that time, and
it was just super anticlimactic. You know, like not taking it away from Masvidal, put on a good show.
Who do you think would have won if it went the distance?
I think Masvidal. Yeah,
I thought.
And I did think that before. I know I counted Nate. Listen, this is what I want to get across, is that I want Nate Diaz to win. I want Nick Diaz to come back, and then I want them both to win. But I bet on Masvidal because I believe that he would win.
I sort of think if it had been allowed to go across, he'd have got to do a bit of his jiu-jitsu. I don't know how good. Obviously, Masvidal's been doing it forever as well, but I don't know. I think
there were any chance of him taking him down.
I think the fight would have just been more of the same. I don't think.
I thought Masvidal would find his flow.
Yeah.
But the body kick would have come in and you were opening up a few times, same liver kick over and over.
He's entertaining as well as Masvidal. When he got up kicked at chest and he stepped back and he's like, that's quite funny.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. Yeah, fair fight.
A good fight.
Anticlimactic.
It was a bit of a rubbish letdown finish, but what can you do?
People want more blood, don't they? Kill him.
Ah, well.
Do you think he'll fight again?
Oh, what rematch?
Yeah.
No, he's retired. That's one of his hot topics. He's put out his retirement post this morning.
Who's that?
Nick Diaz.
No way.
He basically said, I could see this fuckery coming when I were in the ring. It's been nice knowing you all, some of the shit like that, wasn't it?
He'll be back.
Fuck the fight game. I'm off on tour. Peace out.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Maybe, I think
I get bored and you want to fight again.
He'll have a rest and Nick will fucking be like, right,
through.
I'm coming back then. I hope that happens, please.
And Nick just been getting pissed up for the last 5-6 years or something.
They're both they still do all the triathlons and shit though. I think they're both in good nick. And
has Nick been doing that?
I'm not sure.
I just thought he were partying.
I'm not sure.
From what Nate says, Nick's been training as well.
Right.
Not to the extent that Nate has,
there was some video footage of him just at a party, real.
Oh, I've seen
relaxed.
That, yeah. In Vegas.
Relaxed. Very relaxed.
Really relaxed. To the point where he was slurring. It was like 5 in the morning or something. I don't know. It's just one night.
Nick Diaz is getting back.
Speaking of slurring and just briefly on Nate Diaz with the CTE.
Yeah.
I looked back at a video of him getting interviewed by Ariel Helwani back when he were doing Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. And he didn't speak very well then, but he definitely speaks very bad now. Like I'm not a doctor, but he don't look good, from the old punch drunk sort of stuff.
Yeah. And
it's definitely a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think how you got to think how they probably train. I mean, he probably has. I'm just guessing here, but he probably has fucking wars with his brother in the gym, and wars with anybody else who's training with him. Do you know?
Probably has done for.
I don't know if they still train with like Jake Shields and stuff like that. If they've still got that little squad where is it like, it's like Jake Melendez. There's like a little gang of them in that just fucking like beating the fuck out of each other. So, I think it's not so much the fights. I think it's the gym wars, and I think that's the same with me. Like, I think I could squeeze a few more fights in now as long as I'm very sensible in how I spar.
Yeah.
I don't need to do loads of sparring now. I can just pick and choose and be mindful who I spar with and stuff. So I think that's because you're only gonna fight once, aren't you? If you fight once, you might get hit really hard, but that's once. But if you're sparring for 8 weeks, and you're sparring 2-3 times a week, it's all that accumulation and then the fight. I think
it's mad, isn't it? Like the advancement of this is sort of a nice segue onto your fighting career, because like when you guys first started, there was no rule book, there was no guidance. You just
I definitely worry about it. Like, even though I only had a really short career.
Yeah, like guys, I want about it the other day with Nico.
I really worry about it. So does my missus, to be fair. I'm always forgetting words, and sometimes I'll forget things that are really important that my missus might have told me in the morning, and then I'll just forgot. Whether it's just me forgetting.
It's just a man thing, that. I do it all the time.
Oh, it's something to do with maybe past rugby and then into MMA, and then not really. We were just training every day, twice a day, and then sometimes I train like 3 different places, so it'd be like spar MMA in the morning, box spar on a night. You might have got rocked a few times during this time.
From your like fighting career, then, like, when did you start? Let's go back to the beginning. Like when?
Well, let's start with the rugby thing then, because because obviously you started.
Yeah, I played at Wakefield and then Huddersfield. Or when I was a kid.
How old are you when you start playing rugby? Like
when I started playing rugby, I was 6. At Lions, 6-year-old, scrum hats on and gum shields on.
Yeah.
And then it's never stopped from that point.
But at what age are you getting like proper collisions where you're like fucking smashing into each other?
About 12 when you start?
I can't remember.
I think it's 12. I feel like it's about 12 years old.
That part is
probably a bit younger when it was, because now it's a bit more.
But you've got
controlled.
to imagine, when I played rugby when I was younger, so like at 12-year-old, like not many people get knocked about because you're still young. You're not strong.
You're running around the line, not through the line when you're that kid out. You're just doing like lengths horizontally, not going forward.
17.
When
lads start getting
we started founding a gym at like 14. When I was 14, I was working in a gym called Sporting Bodies, which got shut down for money laundering and drugs.
As all best gyms do.
He got sent away for like 9 years, and I had a job in making protein shakes and just selling people ephedrine, which I didn't know were ephedrine. At the time, they just had a box of pills, and they were just like, 20 pence a tab. So
20p,
yeah.
Great.
And that's what I found the gym when I was 14, and then I just like did a split thing, just like a split body part thing, and just did that for like nearly 2 years. Just every summer holidays, every like Christmas holidays, everything. Every like time I got some time away from school, I'd be there, and then I'd be training rugby on an evening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like training at that age, like you're not supposed to train.
Nah, I definitely shouldn't have done it.
Stunts growth and shit like that, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Look at
no, but
it's just all genetics for me.
There's something to do with like lifting.
Yeah, it
wanking a lot as well. That stunts your growth.
It makes you blind.
I'm over here, guys.
I loved it. I loved working at gym and training every day and getting bus there. It all seemed like just a big grind, which I really, really enjoyed. In a weird like kind of space, to try to put as much weight as I could on in as little time as possible, because I was short, and I've obviously always been short, and the guys were always bigger than me playing rugby, and I got told all the time like you need to put extra weight on to become the player you want to become and become pro. So I was like, right, what do I do to do this? And then just started training gym every day, twice a day, doing split my mum and dad bought me. I went to Yorkshire camp when I was a kid, about 15. And then as a present for getting there, they bought me the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's, which is like a really thick, and it's a really well-known book, and it's a great starting place for a lot of young athletes. And then I learned to do that, and it kind of, I loved it. Did that, probably made me slower if I'm honest.
Yeah,
training like that, which weren't ideal, but it did make me a lot bigger, which worked well.
Yeah,
but. Yeah.
Rob Burrow, were you saving grace then, really? Wasn't he like?
Yeah, it did. He was like a little person that I looked up to because he could do it. He was like an inspiration. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, he was like the same size, if not smaller than me, and he was still doing it at a Super League level, showing that somebody like myself could do it, which was nice to know because everyone was saying that I couldn't.
I mean, he was one of the best players ever.
He was a much more skilled player than I was. I'll tell you that for no. I was more like head down, stay in middle and just do 70, 80 tackles a game. That was my thing. But
so when did you move across to MMA then? Like when was that?
I got released from Huddersfield when I was about 21, and then I played about a season or 2 seasons at Hunslet, and then I just kind of fell out of love with it whilst I was at Hunslet.
Yeah.
And then from there, I started PTing, and then one of the lads at the PT gym, he was taking people for boxing, and he was boxing himself, and I asked him where he went, and it was Craig Jones was my first boxing instructor. I went to a little class at Fev High School Sports Centre thing, loved it, and then Craig was like, you could do really well at this, like if it's your first time boxing, let's just like get you, and then I went to jiu-jitsu with Darren Curry at Combat Base and Ellen, and then Darren and Ellen were saying, if you want to do MMA, then you need to go see Danny. And then from there, I just went over and
I actually remember I taught a class at Combat Base, and that was the first time I met you.
Yeah, I'd all Huddersfield gave on.
Yeah. Was that the first time you trained as well, or something like that?
My first ever class, your seminar upstairs at Darren's, doing Darcy's. I remember it like I remember all the stuff you did as well.
Yeah,
did it from standing. That was like 8 years ago. Probably 9 years ago.
Yeah, fucking a long time.
Cold up there, wasn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Freezing. Yeah, it was fun. Good. And then I knew you were a bit different, obviously, to Darren and Ellen. You were a lot younger, and you knew all these things and done all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this is like an all new world. It opened my eyes up, and I was like, this is mint. I'm just gonna do this. Like I found something else that I can put my time in, which is not gonna get me into trouble. So let's do this for as long as I can, and started with Danny. Cage Steel, remember that first class ever down at Cage Steel? Like the first ever class at your gym, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was so AVT was like 8 years ago, like last week I opened it, and then Cage Steel was like the year before that, so yeah, it'd been like 9 years ago.
That's 9 years,
yeah.
Mad.
9 years ago, Cage
had
Steel.
like a strongman bit in it, didn't it, as well?
Like, it did. Yeah, we had like Atlas stones and all that kind of shit.
Kegs and
it were a good gym. It was warm as well because they had that big fucking heater. I don't know how much that cost, but fucking hell.
On all time.
It was fucking really.
Well,
you turned it on for like a minute and it was red hot.
Had them changing rooms upstairs and metal stairs, didn't they?
Yeah. It was a really good place. A lot of people in Yorkshire have trained there and been there, and
I remember like Scraps and that coming in. I thought Scraps were proper weird.
He still is. He messaged me this morning. He's like, because obviously I've been doing these stupid self-defense videos, and he's like, yeah, you should do one, but you should use your own shit and like smear shit on them.
When are we having him on podcast?
You need to get
Scraps,
him on.
We need to.
He won't say hello, will he? He'll just be like,
he's pinning Scraps down. It's like trying to find him. Like
you said, is he not still in a field in Scotland? Is he not still
no, he's
in Woods.
I think he lives in Woods somewhere. Yeah.
All right.
Hanging. I always remember like collecting avocado seeds and like making necklaces out of them.
What a guy! Yeah, what a guy.
Like decorations for his
like I message him and he won't message back for like ages, and then
the next message will be, can you get me a fight?
Yeah. He actually written that other day. I'm looking for a fight at featherweight. I was just like, oh, Scraps, please, just train.
Imagine how good it would be if he trained as well. Yeah. If he were training all this time, he's been playing at Woods, and he would be an absolute. He'd be up there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but
naturally gifted.
So how long did you fight for then? Like how long were you fighting?
Not long, probably. How long do you reckon? Oh, probably trained and then.
Because we're at Cage Steel, weren't we? We were there for a year, and then from there we went to Dewsbury, and then we were there for like.
Dewsbury is like the place I remember training the most.
We were there for about 2 years, I think.
That was when I must have been training all
you probably
time.
So probably 3. So you probably did like 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when I went to Thailand. That was 2012 when I first went. That's when you came, because I actually went to Thailand. So Gaz had some amateur fights. How many pro fights did you have?
Just 2.
2.
Yeah, 2.
2 pro fights, and then I got. I ended up getting selected for this scholarship thing at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. So I went over there. I've just watched the latest one.
Yeah,
it looks sick.
It,
yeah, crazy how
some
they
of the
push
guys
them.
come through as well. Really good. They're all UFC fighters as well. It's like you're meant to like use this to propel you onto UFC, but it's like they're using UFC people.
Yeah,
it's a bit, I don't know.
But it a really good experience for me. Like I'd never, I'd never been to Thailand or anything, and they were like, come out here. We've selected. I think they selected about 30 people, and I think in the end there was about 15 to 20 of us who actually went to do these tryouts. It was the first time they'd done the tryouts at that point, so. It was one of the toughest things I've ever done, training twice a day. Like, they fucked us up. Like, training with Roger Huerta. Roger tried to drown everyone. They made us watch that video. They made us watch that video, like on YouTube, where it's like, you need to want to succeed as much as you want to breathe.
Yeah, it's a seal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going water and down and shit.
Yeah, so they made us watch that, and then on this little bus, and then they're like, right, get out, and we're on the beach, and it's like, right, swim as far as you can, go. So we all had to just swim. Like, some of us...
Didn't someone like nearly drowned?
I'm sure...
Russian or something?
I'm sure there were like people... I can't really remember who, but I know there were people who couldn't swim very good. And the waves...
One Caleb on yours.
Caleb,
I bet Caleb can't swim well.
He's a funny guy.
He's a good bloke. He won this last one.
Yeah, I saw him. It's been a long time.
Caleb Archer.
It's been a long time, so it was good to see him. But they made us swim out, and then Roger and Brian Ebersol, they like swimming round us, and then there's like, just tread water, and then I was the first one they did it to. So everyone after me could prepare for this, but I'm just like swimming. Roger just swims next to me. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he just grabbed me and just stuck me underwater, and I was like, whoa, like fighting against it, and he just held me underwater, and then eventually let me up, but I was like, fucking hell, I'm like exhausted, like trying to fight against it, and then they're like, and then then Brian went and he did it to someone, and then they just went around everyone and like basically tried to drown you, and bad shit.
Why?
Yeah,
test of resilience.
It's the first time they've done it, and basically this tryout procedure. They just tried to fuck us bad, you know what I mean? They just.
It's not really about. Well, it is about skills, isn't it? But
we're about skills.
About skills now.
But the main thing it we're about is like the mental toughness, your resilience, teamwork. We're a big one. Yeah.
So you have to like look after all these people that are just coming in from all over the world and train with them, give them something. You take something from them, but. If you're not working as a team, you're just going to injure people.
Because there were good people. There was good people there who maybe just didn't work out like that. They were there because they wanted to win. They wanted to be in the UFC, but they didn't give a fuck about anyone else. And they were just trying to eliminate them people. And then at the end, we did that, and then they put us all on bus. And they said, "Oh, you're done now." And I was like, "No, we're not done." I said, we've got to run up that mountain. And everyone was saying, they were saying, shut up, no. And I'm like, listen, we're running up that fucking mountain. And we did.
Keep your shoes on.
Yeah. And I remember Caleb, he got to the top and his fucking abs were just cramping so bad. And he was like, he like couldn't straighten his body. And like Cody Stevens, he had to go to the hospital or whatever. He's on like a fucking drip and that. And you see what happened with his eye?
Yeah, fucking shit. He's back grappling on that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's back grappling and stuff. He got poked in the eye in a fight, and it's blinded him.
Really? Tough guy.
Yeah.
He's a toughest.
He fought Shinya Aoki, didn't he?
Yeah, he fought Shinya.
Yeah.
Smashed him for a bit, but then he faked like a blow to bollocks, and they were just mad. That were just mad time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mad. But super tough guy. And then can you remember the guy who trained with him, John Gunther?
Yeah, John Gunther.
And now he's in the UFC now.
No fucking way.
Yeah. What a fucking guy he is.
What?
He was the fucking hardest worker on the mat.
Never spoke to anyone, did he?
Really quiet. But he Yeah.
He were a beast, wasn't he?
Yeah, fucking hell.
I can't believe he's in UFC again. Oh, now.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That is mad.
What a guy. He's fucking
mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
He were a beast.
He were like quite basic when we, like, he were decent wrestling, didn't he? But like everything else were really basic.
Just check that out, Danny, for me. Just put John Gunther MMA. I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter. He was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Did he go to Ultimate Fighter? This is mad.
Yeah, he was on the Ultimate Fighter. Just check his last fight for me.
Last November.
Last November?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That is last fight.
John Gunther, the Machine.
Yeah.
33, yeah. Last November was his last fight. And then,
I'm sure he's fought since then.
He's fought two UFC fights.
Was that in the UFC?
Two.
UFC Fight Night 139, Korean Zombie versus Jair Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's fought since then.
Let me check
Topology. Sure something more recent. I don't know if because on the Ultimate Fighter they go down as exhibition bouts, don't they?
Right.
Has he got a Wikipedia page?
Let me check.
Cody, I always thought Cody wouldn't get there.
Yeah, Cody deserved to be there as well. Yeah, he's a beast. So you can see there's more fights there that are exhibitions, but were they before?
Yeah, that's his latest fight.
Yeah?
Last November.
Top bloke. From Ohio, they his missus, Melissa Stevens, trains with the guy who owns Westside Barbell.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's like one of my idols, and I like look to him for like all sorts, and then she's there just taking pictures with him. It's just mad.
Yeah, crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. Mad that they live in Ohio, don't they?
But top guy Cody, like I say, got eye poked in a fight, he's gone blind or whatever, but he's a really positive guy in here, and a real good role model and stuff, so
there's a lot of work with kids and stuff now in his gym. He's got an MMA gym, he's got good adults coming out of his gym as well. Strong style, they call it strong style, like strength conditioning. They do a lot of good, like a lot of West Side stuff, like conjugate method.
Yeah, really good. So yeah, big shout out to Cody, John Gunther, the Machine. What a guy!
I have to send him this over.
Yeah.
But then from there, when we got it was Ease, wasn't it? And then
so because obviously, like I was saying, like I'm in Thailand, so I was in Thailand on my own at this point, and I was like a fucking lost sheep. I didn't know where to go or anything, and then I messaged you, didn't I? Because I had like where I was staying, there were just like 2 beds. It was like a room for 2 people, but there were only me there. So
and they were paying for it, weren't they?
Yeah, and I just said to Gaz, like, do you want to come over? You just need a flight, so you come over then.
Yeah, I had like.
I think the tryouts had finished when you.
Yeah,
came over,
when I got there, the tryouts had just finished, so everyone was like kind of relaxing a bit.
Yeah,
which is probably good for me. Like, and then I think I had like 800 quid to my name. And I had a credit card, and I just bought some flights for like 400 or 500 quid and took 300 quid with me, and it's made it last. We were there for how long? Were we there for 2 weeks or another week?
I were there for a month, and then you came out and you stayed a bit longer, didn't you?
When you left, I was still there because my flights. You came home before I went. It was just mad, wasn't it? And then from there, I just never stopped.
Yeah,
just kept coming home, and then I'd have a fight, and then I'd go back, and then just stayed there for like 3 months. I did that like 3 or 4 times, or like there over a course of a year, or there most of the time.
You spent quite a lot of time there, didn't you?
Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I think like not just the MMA side of it, but just like mixing with other cultures and other people that are similar minded to me, and kind of just molded me into like more of an outside thinker, like an entrepreneur, rather than someone who works a 9 to 5 and is like set within these walls and this is your parameters, this is what you do, and that
traveling's probably healthy for that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think like because obviously you can get you're a productive environment, so if you just grow up in like a town and you stay in the town, you're gonna act like everyone else in the town, and that's it. You know.
It opened my eyes to like the possibilities. I remember meeting an Irish guy, and he had 3 different bars. I can't remember his name now. He was always on the phone, but I remember he had 3 different bars, and he was running them from his phone pretty much. And they were paying him a really good wage, and he just was travelling. And I was just like, if he can do that, and he was like 19, I was like, he's 19, he's got 3 bars, which he's running from his phone, he's travelling, he's getting paid really well. I'm like, I'm definitely missing something here.
Yeah. Have you read the 4-Hour Work Week?
Yeah.
Have you read it? Yeah. I read it recently. I think it's cool. Yeah.
The 4-hour body and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does all that kind of shit as well.
I've got all these 2 latest books are the best ones, where it's like it's something about mentors. It's like there's a book of mentors, and there's like 70 mentors just giving him little bits and pieces, and he just takes.
I've seen that as well. Yeah.
They're really good.
Tools of the Titans.
Tools of the Titans. That's the last one. Yeah.
There you go.
And
I read books as well, mate. Don't look at me like that.
It's really good because you can skim that and pick who you like.
Yeah.
So the guys that you think you'll get the most out of, you'd read.
Yeah, I think Arnie's in there.
There's all sorts. Wim Hof.
Yeah.
Take some real good takeaways from each bit, and he consolidates it all rather than you having to read a book per bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like 10 books in one. They're really good. Yeah, and I just kept going out from there, didn't I?
Yeah, and then that's when everything kind of went wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah, at that point, I'd just come off a loss, whereas I won on the night, and then I lost after they withdrew it and changed it. Bit of a complicated thing. I fought Adam Ventura, and in the fight I did tap, but the referee didn't see it. And the referee asked me when Mark Goddard, and I'd said to him, he asked me if I'd tapped, and I couldn't remember because I was in a guillotine.
Oh, right.
And I kind of went out after I tapped, and I couldn't remember what had happened. I looked at Danny, and I'm like, Danny, what shall I do? Danny couldn't see it from his side.
Yeah, they were
were all saying he tapped, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
They were
here?
in the opposing corner.
And they could see it from their side, but you couldn't. So I looked at Danny, I'm like, did I tap? And Danny's like, no, just tell him no. And I'm like,
no, I didn't say. He's trying to drop me in it now. He said, did I tap? And I went, I don't fucking know. Did you tell me? And he's like, no. So I'm like, well, carry on then.
I couldn't remember.
From then, listen to this. So this was a bad moment. Fucking hell. So Mark Goddard's like, right, carry on fighting. So the fight carries on, and then the fight starts, and then.
I'm beating him before this point, and then I continue to beat him after. I lost the fight at that point.
Yeah.
But then I should have just stopped. It should have stopped.
But so as the fight restarts, the fighting, Gaz landing all these punches. And then I just look, and Jay Furness is actually commentating. But Jay were in front of him when this were happening. Right. And Jay's going, no. And I was just like, fuck. And so he's saying he has tapped.
Right.
And then Gaz fucking ends up stopping him. And I was just like, oh, fuck. This is going to go wrong.
I didn't know what were happening. I had no idea. When he stood me up, I didn't know where the fuck I was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's picking me up and saying, did you tap? And I'm like, what are you on about? I'm having a fight here. I have no idea. And I'm like, no. I don't know.
Scary,
it were a strange place. I'd just gone out. I just got stood up. I've no idea what's going on. Everyone's screaming. It was so loud.
And then they just announce him the winner, and I'm like, oh fuck.
We're bad. We're you're gonna get fucking knifed outside.
we just. I'm like, let's just get out of here. And I'm just like, I hope that on the video.
You can't see it.
That he can't. That he didn't really.
And you can see it.
Well, I still thought I didn't tap.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like,
who did you
I
fight
didn't tap.
against?
Adam Ventura.
Try to get it over.
Oh no!
You can clearly see it on the video, but at the time, I had no idea that.
Obviously, sometimes when you're stuck like that and you go to grab someone's wrist, I thought, oh, maybe it's just like that. He's gone to grab his wrist and it's looked like a tap, and there's confusion. I hope that it's one of them confusing taps. But then when you watch the video and it's not, it's like, oh shit. Yeah. So
at the end of the day, I lost the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think that I won that fight. But if you watch all the fight, I won.
It's like when Chael Sonnen says, I thought I beat Anderson Silva. I won 4 rounds and he won 1. What's the deal?
It shouldn't have gone that far, and he shouldn't have took that much beating.
It was a fucked up scenario, but it's actually happened to me before. And Mark Goddard were reffing again. I won't like Mark Goddard's job. Fucking hell, what a job he has to do. But yeah, I remember tapping someone.
You let go quick.
I tapped him, and he let go, and then the bell rang, and I was like, "What's happened? Have I won?" And then there were some confusion, and then he's like, "Listen, I didn't see the tap, so the fight continues." Yeah. And I was like, "Fuck!" So if I'd have lost, then I'd have been fucking pissed off.
But you still won.
But yeah, I got the guy in a choke and won it as well. Yeah. But obviously for your scenario,
just mad. That was my last fight.
That's the worst scenario that can happen. You know what I mean? In that,
it were horrible. It felt like
if you would have tapped him, And then there'd have been confusion, and then you'd have stopped him. It won't matter, but because it went the other way around, it kind of a bit.
Luckily, Jessup can't find it, so we'll
I just put Gas Firm in YouTube. Yeah, I've searched.
Just type Gas Firm in YouTube. Just get YouTube up.
Put Gas Firm in it, it'll just come up.
All links to Google.
Right, we need a new guy.
Don't worry.
It was mad night, and then I got home, and then everyone like bashing me on Twitter, and I'm like, look, I just do my job. Like, it's not my fault the referee didn't see the tap, and I continued to fight because I didn't know what the fuck were happening. So, and then anyway, that happened, and then I went back to Thailand literally the next day. On the way home from that. On the way home from that show, I got followed in the car. I was in my mum and dad's car. I didn't have a car because we were in Thailand for that year. And on the way home, I was getting followed. And then we pulled into like a service station and rang police. And then as they saw I was on the phone, we made it obvious that we were ringing someone. And then they drove off. And they were like a car full of lads. I thought I was going to get fucking stabbed.
Fucking hell.
I thought I was going to get killed.
I got it.
We had to rush to the... maybe I'll see it. I'm a bit slimmer. It's right at the start, mate. This is halfway. This is when I'm hurting.
I'd say it's more in the middle. Keep going.
It's before that.
Yeah?
He was a really good grappler. I was beating him.
Did you say it were a guillotine?
Yeah. I went in for an head and heart. Like, I went in for a double leg, and then he hit me against the cage. And I just stopped and froze rather than just like lifting him and throwing him. And as I froze, he just tightened up. He's a really good grappler. Is he a brown belt?
I think he is now, yeah.
He was a purple belt at the time. He was slippy on the floor. A lot bigger than me. He missed weight by about 7 pounds, didn't he? So he deserves it.
Yeah, there you go.
I nearly fucking died on that weight cut. I fucking nearly did. I remember going to that Omac. What are it called?
The Olympia.
I went to Olympia toilets, and I swear to God, the piss before I got on the scales were like treacle. Brown treacle. It was horrible.
It's like Danny's story when he were at UFC and he had to like squeeze it out like it were a froob.
I know,
a froob yogurt.
Terrible. But yeah, you just keep watching that, and we'll just keep talking.
But and then anyway, after when I went home the next day, I went back to Thailand, and then it were a bit of a strange period for us. I felt like I won that fight, even though I lost, and I'd won the previous one, and I was like unbeaten before that, and I was like, well, what do I do now? Like,
it's here.
Yeah. Turn onto my front.
There with the tap there, you can. Yeah.
Throw some volume on it. Let's listen to Jay.
There's all this confusion, look.
Just it. Jay's like.
So go back to the.
Jay, I forgot Jay's commentating.
Jay was commentating, and the guy that were with him, I've met him before.
Dave Lefferby, I think it was. Yeah.
Dave's just proper bagging me, and Jay's proper like on the fence. Confusion there. Calling for the corner. You see him, you look to you, and you're just like, what the fuck's going on?
But that is the problem. Like, you shouldn't let go. The referee should stop you. So really, he did fuck up there because he's gone like that. Gaz has tapped. He's let go. It should be the only person who can stop a fight is the referee. Yeah. You cannot stop a fight. Yeah. Even the corner throwing in the towel does not stop a fight. No, the referee has to make a call. If you throw the towel in, the referee has to make a call whether that is valid or not. Like, you see it on some boxing fights. I've seen the corner throw the towel in, and then the referee just kick the towel back out and make the fight continue. Yeah, that's
mad.
Yeah, because obviously as a corner man, you might have like an ulterior motive. It could be something to do with betting, or it could be something to do with like you want your fighter. Maybe he's got a different fight booked, and you want to just get him in and out of there, which is not fair. He should be there to fight. So it's up to the referee, which again, refereeing must be the hardest job in all of MMA. You've got to make that call whether that guy should carry on or not.
So did you fight again after this then?
No, I never fought after that. So what happened when I went back to Thailand the next day, and then just started a training camp again, and then got like some fights booked in like Queensland in Australia, and I was going to try and get on the card in Bangkok on that day.
Yeah.
And they were both for titles, and I was like, well, if I can just get back on a winning streak, and I felt absolutely awesome in that fight, like all the way through. I felt absolutely mint apart from the small part of it where I lost. And but I felt amazing, and then I felt like on a different level, and I was like, right, we're dead set for UFC, let's go. I'm going to try and make fly.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I would have ever made fly, but that was the goal. And then some Russian Chechen lads came over. They've actually Khabib's training partners and like real good friends. You see him in a lot of like the videos that he does. It's Murad Marichev, is it?
Oh yeah,
Murad Marichev, the Strangler they called him. He were fighting in Bellator at the time, and it was his first day, and me and the coach were speaking about, and he was like, "Yeah, he's meant to go, just give him some good rounds." So now I'm like, right, we've got 16s and started having a good spar, and I was doing really well on my feet. He'd just got off plane, to be fair.
Yeah.
But and I was doing really well on feet, and then he just shot a big double leg, took me into the mirrors, and I like turned round and gave him a back, but I thought because we were at the mirrors he was going to stop, but he didn't. And then he got like a seatbelt from behind, and then he just like hip bumped me, took me to the right, so I put my right arm out, but then he turned me to the left. He like faked the right, which that's a nice little thing that he was doing, and he took him one way, went to the other side, I put my 16-ounce glove out, and he was slippy, and my arm just went long, and I just remember like a lot of tension and tightness in my arm, and it just crumbled. My arm was like this, and my legs were up here, and my arm I just remember loads of tension, and obviously my elbow just going the wrong way, and then I laid on my back, screamed, but before I screamed, everyone had stopped. They heard like the snapping in my arm, and my arm, like my glove, were like backside of my hand were against my shoulder, and I was laid there, and I just like thinking, fucking hell, my arm feels bent like that, but it was bent the other way. And I went to straighten it, and it was that way. And then I went to straighten it and locked it out, and it went and like snapped back round, and it all like crunched back in, and everyone were just like, fucking hell, they're going outside and being sick and shit.
So did your elbow go back in?
Is that what that's?
Yeah, I bent it.
So it went back in, yeah?
Yeah, in my head, my arm was bent there.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. Obviously, there were excruciating pain, but it were bent like that.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, it was bent the other way to my shoulder. So my palm were like that on this arm. And then I remember just feeling like I need to straighten my arm. So I went like that, and it's and like snapped back in. And I looked down, and I had this huge red purple thing here, and it was like the size of my fist.
Your bicep.
And the inside, and my bicep, my forearm had all rolled down, and my elbow had hematoma, like.
Yeah.
So I thought, but I actually thought that with the bone that had snapped off of the elbow bit, like, because the snap felt that loud and that like not nice.
Yeah.
That it felt like my bone had snapped, but it weren't. It was the ligaments and the tendons attaching to the bone that had ruptured and come away.
Shit.
So like my arm came down from the top. I snapped a lot of stuff in my wrist into my elbow, and then just kind of like they rang an ambulance. Everyone like straight away ring an ambulance. So we're all real serious, and everyone were like being sick and ghost white. They'd never seen out like that before. It's not something that you see a lot. And then they got me in back of a pickup truck, and that was my ambulance to fucking hospital. So I sat in back of an open flatbed,
it's bouncing like
bounce, and there was traffic. Man, it took forever. It took me like 40, 50 minutes to get to hospital, which were meant to be like 5 minutes away, 7 minutes away down this. But it was like rush hour.
Yeah.
And, I remember, is it Sophie? Like, I think she's called Sophie, and she was, no, it wants, I can't believe I forgot her name. She was sat with me all the way through. She really helped me, like, calm me down, because I got really upset at this point. I'd had all these things planned, and my life kind of planned out for me. I'm going to be a pro fighter rest of my life. I'm going to get to UFC, and everything's going to be mint. And then it just didn't, I knew that war stopped to all that, and my life in Thailand, and all these things that I had planned would have stopped in that one instant.
Yeah.
But this is a fight game, innit? It's like, it could happen to anyone anytime, and it has done, it will continue to. And then I went really in myself for a long time after that. The hospital just did an X-ray. They said nothing's broken. Sent me away in like a pot. No
so
operation.
So they do
nothing,
no manipulation, anything to your arm now?
Nothing at all. The Thai guys got me in an hospital because I had like real basic insurance cover.
Yeah.
Because I was fighting with no money. It cost me like 80 quid for the month. So they were like, yeah, here's an X-ray. Nothing's broken. Take this with you. And then Roger came and picked me up on the back of his bike. And I remember sitting on the back of his scooter, just crying, and just holding him from front, and my arm was just
holding Roger. Top guy,
then,
Roger, isn't he?
Oh, what a bloke!
Yeah. He just lives.
He was my idol as well.
Yeah.
I've got like a tattoo. That first day when I came in, and you told him to have a go at me for having the same tattoo.
Yeah.
I walked in and Roger went, "You guys?" I went, "Yeah," and he says, "What? Let me have a look at your tattoo." I had to show him a tattoo. And he said, "You're not allowed to train in here, get you now." He said, "It's my tattoo," and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And he's like someone I've looked up to for like years. Like I used to love his fights with Clay Guida, and they were like, that was my favourite.
I think Roger just lives. He still lives there, doesn't he? But I think he's like not on social media. I think he literally just lives
in the jungle. Yeah, he lived in the jungle when I was there. To be fair, hut.
He just sort of keeps his way out.
I'm not sure he does a bit of AKA now.
All right, yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
Because I knew him and Swick didn't really get on for a bit, but then I'm not sure he squashed it and then they just went together.
All right, yeah.
But I'm not sure. And I know we don't do anything at Tiger now because there's a few different wrestling coaches and that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's mad. That's it. Obviously.
I've got like a scar there.
So what did you have?
So then when I come, so I spent another 3 weeks there because I couldn't afford a flight home, and so I was just waiting to get some money in so I could get a flight to come home. And in that 3 weeks, I just went in self-destruct mode, just like drinking and taking stupid drugs and just doing really daft stuff and just within myself, just staying in bed and not really doing anything. And then Cody helped me a lot. Ben, who's in the UFC now.
Yeah.
And,
pretty much like
all the guys went to UFC, didn't they?
Yeah, well, like I say, 2012 scholarship program. So 5 of us got awarded the scholarship. There was Matt Tapar. He got it because he was the first up Buddha Mountain. He was like an older guy.
Yeah,
you know.
And he was friends with.
But they literally said the first up Buddha Mountain gets in, guaranteed. So he's run it loads of times. He was the first up.
T-Pay.
Yeah. So he
was a weird guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
never trained. He had a scholarship.
Yeah. So he got up there, and then I think he had a couple of fights, and then just sort of, he's an older guy, just sort of doing his own thing. But then the others were me. I got a scholarship. Obviously, I went to UFC. Cody never made it to the UFC. He should have been in there, but he had a big fight with Shinya Aoki.
On one, that was.
And then Ben Wynn.
Ben
obviously,
10.
and then Kai as well. Kai Kara France was in the UFC. France, so out of those 5, 4 of us, 3 of us made it to the UFC. Cody should have been in the UFC, but
yeah, mad. Kai's doing really well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Kai's doing flyweight. Well. Like he was like my main sparring partner, and like my best mate for like 6 months of my time there.
Yeah,
and
he trains with Adesanya.
He trains with Adesanya. Dan Hooker is like I call him a brother. Like he's one of my best friends.
Oh, nice.
We invited me to his wedding and that this year, but with the kids, I couldn't make it, but I'd love to go out and see them all. But that was mad. Like Dan won UFC or anything like that, and he never used to talk about it or anything. Just used to get about his business and he's a proper goal dude, proper nice bloke. Similar to Danny is in like the way he thinks. He's quite methodical with a lot of stuff he does. Thinks a lot about martial arts, and he's a proper pure martial artist rather than just being like an athlete. Who's kind of molded into an MMA guy. He's like a martial artist first. Kai got a Thai girlfriend over there, but she was like American Thai, and he like nodded me off. Went with his bird all the time and just stopped talking to us, and that Dan came over to see Kai, and Kai were nowhere to be seen. So then me and Dan just linked up and just were best mates for a bit. Until Kai got chucked, I think. But,
bless him.
She was mad. She was a mad girl. But yeah, just all fun times. And when I come home, I went to hospital and just kind of said, look, this is what's happened to my arm. They were like, you need to perform they said that 2 of your ligaments have completely ruptured.
What did they do? An MRI scan at that point?
They did an MRI. And then they just said pretty much you need an elbow reconstruction, all these ligaments need reattaching. At this point, like my bicep were up there still, but I'd got like a little bit of movement in my arm, a little bit, but like no strength. If it went totally straight, it fell out. It fell out at joint. Whereas if I were bent, my muscles will keep it in. So there was something attached still. Yeah. So there were like muscles still attached to the bone, but apparently there were very few. So like when I went to the MRI, they were like, we need to reattach these ligaments to this and blah blah blah. And it's called Tommy John surgery, which is quite common in like baseball players. I was like researching it, how to rehab it and everything, because in my idea were like get back on, come fight again, do it again. And then when I went to get the operation done, it was worse than they expected. Some stuff had ruptured and like congealed to my bone, and they had to like cut it off, and they were a mess, proper mess. And then the surgeon
probably because you'd left it for so long.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. And it were in a bent position, whereas if it were a bit straighter, it would have been a much better position to be able to get that range of motion and stuff. But yeah, and then what I was saying, then the surgeon would just like, look, I won't advise you to fight again, but it's your choice, and if you do, just be aware that if these screws that we've screwed into your bone get pulled out, then we can't re-drill the holes. Yeah, we'll have to either find a new place, which often doesn't work correctly and limits your arm range of motion, or can leave you with like a fixed arm, so you cannot move your arm at all from whatever position we need to take it to. So that kind of like put a different thing on it all, and I just lost a bit of hope with it all, to be fair. Came back for a bit, didn't I? And then started to do bits. And
you did a little bit, but I think like every time you'd be boxing, you'd throw a punch, it'd jar your elbow, and
it just would not. Right.
So he started doing CrossFit, loads of snatches instead.
Yeah. I've always trained CrossFit from when I was like 16, 17. I remember seeing the first workout on YouTube, and it were some crazy workout. I was working out of a little gym in Pontefract. And then just did the workout, spewed my guts up, and thought, fucking hell, that was good fun. Like, let's do that again tomorrow. Found CrossFit.com and followed that for like nearly 3 years, and then got all my members, all my clients. Yeah. A lot of them are now my members from 10 years ago, and they're still members at my gym now. And it just gradually snowballed. You got a little unit, 1,000 square foot in Featherstone. Me and Charlie Tosh were painting the walls, and he was saying, what are you going to call it? And I'm like, we're juggling about a few different things. And I were like, I just want to call it like Strong something. And he was like, yeah, Strong's a good word. And I'm like, you can remember Room 101?
Yeah.
The program.
Yeah, Room 101, where they used to put stuff in there, didn't they? Like a celebrity
and it's
thing,
like, when it's the 101 of something, it's like the root of it, the start of it all, the blueprint to start it all. And then I had a Strong 101, and I said it to Charlie, and Charlie was like, that's good. And I wrote it in my phone, and I thought, I'm going to use that, I think. And then that night, I got my little iPad, a mini iPad thing, and just created the logo out of about 5 different images and about 5 different apps. And then it came to life, and then just never really looked back from there.
Rest history.
Mad. Class. Mad. That was 5 years ago.
And you've grown it into that now?
Yeah, so we went from 1,000 foot square unit where it was just full of hardcore athletes, like, not athletes, but just hardcore crazy guys. They were nuts, like every member in there. We had 65 of them. And then from there, we were just like, I had always wanted to get bigger and had this gym in my head that I'd always seen. Like, I want like a destination gym where people just want to come and train. And then from 65, we grew it. We went to Pontefract unit, which was 2,000 square foot. We grew that membership base from 75 or 65 to about 150 within maybe like 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Never really had a problem with getting people in the door, but we're getting the right people through the door. That for me now is that's a thing. Yeah. Getting the right people through the door so that they're part of the community. Whereas when we did CrossFit previously, everyone had heard of CrossFit, but not really that way inclined. Yeah. They'd come, they'd sign up for like 3 months, and then they'd leave because and that also upset a lot of the members from previous. Yeah. Because they had this thing that no one else had. Then now it were open to like everyone. And they all wanted to be a part of it, and these guys were like, hang on a minute, we're not special anymore. This is like open to everyone. And then that were a really hard thing for me to understand in the scale. I just couldn't get my head around like why all these people who were old members who I used to love and class as my best friends were leaving a gym that they used to love because the gym was no longer what they loved. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
And it were like and then it kind of I got a few members of staff, and then we've now moved into the 4,000 square foot unit we've got now, and got like a 3,000 square foot yard. And it's sick. And now we've got 100 members on the Sweat, which is like a boot camp, and then we've got loads of members on the CrossFit, and both are doing really well now.
You still do the little boxing class?
No, we did. I took it to a level where there were like 40, 50 people in there, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But Tuesday, Thursday was my day off, and with the kids, because I've now got 3 kids and a wife, and the timings didn't work well, and I handed it over to someone else. And after that point, it just kind of, I think a lot of them were there for my enthusiasm and passion for the boxing, and it did do well for a while, and then just fizzled out. Maybe it was because it was something new and no longer new, or whether it was because I went there or not. I'm not sure, but yeah, I still love coaching. Like, even when like little bits of wrestling and stuff, I just love it. Like,
I actually bumped into somebody. Like, I went in fucking sauna on Monday morning, and this woman were there talking to somebody else, and she was saying, she does CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Like, there's a CrossFit gym at the gym that I go to.
Yeah.
And then she said, I go to one in Pontefract. I'm like,
really?
which like Strong 101. I said, with Gaz. And she was like, yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I got away with them all. Like, I'm super straight. Like, I'm as straight as I come. You'll not get any like kind of grey area with me. Yeah. I either like you or don't. A lot of the time I just like people straight off. And then a lot of the time, like, I expect a lot of people, and I think they should expect that of themselves.
Yeah.
Some people struggle to rise to that.
I think she's not like a full-time member. I think she just drops in and drops out. She looked like more of a runner. Like, she didn't look like a CrossFit sort of build. She says she enjoys that style of training.
That intensity sometimes added in. Sometimes
I think it's ace. I've gone to Utopia in Morley for couple of years,
I've been doing twice a week.
Yeah, which is funny. Like, I think when we first started this podcast,
get your red bands out.
Have you not done CrossFit?
No, I've not done it.
So,
like, I've trained with Gaz before, but we've done more like strength
stuff.
I got a bit of jip off Jessip. I got a bit of jip off Danny, I think, when we first started, and then now
they're all
Friday
spinning
nights,
round to it now, aren't they?
Rolling in.
Are you doing open?
What is the open? It comes out tomorrow, isn't it? It's open workout.
Staying up all night for that, won't we?
Just ready.
Can't wait.
It's not a sport.
Right, Jessip, you put us onto a nice segue. We can round up the show now. We've got a few questions on Facebook. We put it out just to see if anybody wanted to sort of chip in to the podcast, and we've had a few responses, mainly regarding the use of kitchen roll instead of toilet roll for the defence, which I think is a valid
It's blowing up, isn't it? It's blowing up. Yeah.
So where does it... Read a couple of comments out. What have we got? There was one about that, wasn't there?
Go on, give us some questions.
Yeah, there's just various stuff about Defence Lab. Let's see. Right, someone asking, what's the best equivalent, biscuit equivalent for a cheesecake base?
Well, the classic would be just a standard digestive. But I had a Biscoff cheesecake last night from Shakes and Cakes in Thorn. Shout out to you. It was fucking beautiful. Do
you get them free for giving them cheesecake grades?
No, I will pay.
Oh. Okay.
Do you know what? The best way to support someone's business is to pay full price for it. That's correct, isn't it, Gaz? So I've I had that last night. Now they had it was Biscoff on top and a digestive base. What I reckon they should have done is put a bit of Biscoff biscuit in the base. That's so if somebody can experiment with that and send it to me.
Hybrid
from the cheesecake assassin himself. I've got one here from Chris from XS Guard. There's 5 questions here.
5.
Right, who is the UK's BMF?
The UK is Paul Daly.
Next, when's the next Risk Fight League?
You know what? I am booked one in. I've looked at the dates. We're pretty busy, and there's a bit of
got your commentators though, me and Bram.
Bit of stuff we need to figure out. So at the minute, the next Cage Steel after this one is March 14th. I did want to put a Risk before that, but I may be struggling. But I will let you know.
He's asked that we're going to make some t-shirts. # Stay Ready t-shirts.
Oh mate, there's going to be a full shop. I'm going to have hats, t-shirts, assault bog roll. Look out for that one.
Also, I Smash Your Smash t-shirt from our video that we did there.
Yeah.
And what are you going to run an MMA's fighter seminar at AVT to talk about social media sponsors and then obviously the fight game.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do like a big. What do the UFC call it?
Summit.
The summit, yeah.
Fight summit.
The fighter summit, yeah. So you have like people talking about nutrition, weight cutting, psychology, social media, like every aspect. I want to do that and like do it for my fighters, but then also offer it out to everyone. Yeah,
you could do it just like getting coaches in, like then when the coaches learn, then they can just pass it down to the students.
Yeah,
reach
that's
more
it.
people.
So I definitely want to do that. It's a good idea.
So we've got.
Another one. And Chris could come down from XS Guard and mould everyone's gum shields on the same day. Boom.
Sorted. Quite nicely.
Yeah, asking if we could go down to Defence Lab seminar and rain toilet rolls on them all.
Oh my God.
Are we going to seminar?
I just keep getting tagged in this Defence Lab seminar.
Are we going?
I'm all right, mate. I'm just gonna.
I said I'd pay for it as well.
You go.
We can go, Josh.
I'm not a fighter. I'll get fucked up. You with their Defence Lab.
That's it. Just come back, just black and blue like that. Fuck me up.
There's this one, isn't there? And then I saw this one the other day.
Has anyone seen Man and Rico's new?
Yeah, it's this, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to have a gap so you can see, though. Obviously.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously.
I thought you just looked down.
Yeah. Me and Rico did a funny little video for BKB. So check that out. It should be on my Instagram. Pretty funny.
Nico used to fuck me up with that guard anyway. So.
Yeah, Nico Joker can make that shit work. Yeah, man, if there's anybody who can make that work, Nico
I've
can do it.
been caught a few times with that one.
Talking about a CTE, Gaz and Nico. So when I open Cage Steel, Nico comes to me. He's got his karate background. Gaz has got like this rugby/wrestling, you know what I mean, that kind of style. I thought, put these together. Then Nico can learn this like grappling. Yeah. Do you know if you put them together, like you got this like grappling wrestling style plus Nico striking. If they can like kind of do a bit of an exchange, because Gaz were training lots of jiu-jitsu and stuff as well. If they can spar, do a bit of an exchange of skills. Boom, we've got a great little thing working. So they just used to have wars. Like
I think you spoke about it before. Didn't you? You probably spoke about it when Nico were on podcast.
Yeah. Could have sold tickets.
Fucking hell, that's mad. Used to go home just like my head was throbbing.
Yeah, not the best idea, guys. Don't do it.
Day in, day out as well. Me and Nico were there every single day.
Just battering each other.
Just killing each other, man.
I've got another question from Chris Jones. Thoughts on the best kickers in MMA, both historically and currently?
The best kickers?
Yeah.
Barbosa,
yeah. Good kicker.
What about that guy from Pride? Now or previously?
Both.
What about that karate guy? You know his name. You've talked about him before. He used to fight in Pride.
Zel Galesic.
I think so. You were a Dutch kid. Real tall. He fought on the first UFC ever.
Yeah?
Do you remember that?
Oh, do you mean Gerard Gordeau? He was just a...
Well, just a really good kicker.
He was like a Savat guy, wasn't he? Yeah, Savat, that's what he did, yeah.
Came off the UFC one?
I think so, yeah. Were you not?
He was alright. I wouldn't say he was like a super kicker. Bill Superfoot Wallace, he was a super kicker. Now, in MMA, yeah, obviously you got like MVP now from that kind of style. Wonder Boy. Trying to think.
Back in there, Aldo.
Yeah, Aldo.
Only 2 people to stop someone with leg kicks, I believe.
Yeah, but obviously that's like... So what Chris is talking about is more like this dynamic kicking style, I think. Like, crazy spinning kicks and that kind of shit. But yeah, Barbosa's done it at a high level. Yeah.
We've got a few names to pick from there.
Craig Burke. Fucking hell. What a guy. Fucking hell.
Right, let's rattle these off quickly then. Costas Doru asked, settle a debate, what is it called? A barm, bap, tea cake or a bread cake?
That is a bread cake to me. That is a bread cake.
I didn't even bother answering the question. It would have wasted time.
That's a bread cake.
It's a bread cake.
Would you say bread cake? Yeah. Bread cake. What about you, Josh? What is that to you?
Probably a tea cake, to be fair.
A tea cake has got raisins in it.
Sweet.
A tea cake's got...
I'm thinking like when I... Yeah, all right. Bread cake or... Yeah.
That's not...
I've heard it
showing his middle class now.
I've heard it...
A tea cake has got fruit in it. That is a bread cake.
Right, so
toasted tea cake.
Toasted. Oh, you know what?
Just eat. Yeah, you're right.
Just eat a toast.
You're right. I mean,
you have one, you've got to have 2 though.
What's a barm?
Who says that? Lancashire, that.
A
they
barm
call it
cake.
barm cakes. Fucking creeps.
It's not even a real word. A fucking barm.
Liam Grady's asked if we can get Jimmy Sweeney on your podcast next week.
Next week. I think he's a bit busy next week somehow.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be busy losing his title.
Oh yes, shit. Nah, yeah, big fight. It's next week and next Saturday. Next Saturday is a big fight. So yeah,
ready for it. And a bunch of questions asking if we're going to storm the Defence Lab seminar. Still undecided. And finally, from Gary Davenport, who does the Talking Shut podcast, did Kevin Lee kill a man?
Yes, he did with an head kick.
He definitely killed a man.
If someone can check if the guy's still alive.
I think he's still laid up against Cage. But that's a nice way to round up this episode, I think. Thank you for coming down. It's been good. It's like that's a mental story, but I didn't know anything about that with your arms. So
I'm gonna try and get back in, see what I can string together as well.
Like how's it feeling now? Like
really strong, yeah. Really strong.
Strong 101. Ready for it?
Feels good. I'm training full time, like CrossFit, and I'm gonna try and
wanting to do like the CrossFit Games, or like is that?
No, I'm not bothered about competing CrossFit. Doesn't really do it for me when you fought martial arts. When you fought MMA in a cage against another bloke, it's a bit. Yeah. When you're doing CrossFit.
Well, I'm going to do the CrossFit Games, so. Oh, shit, I'm terrible.
Oh, shit. Well, that's it. Another show done and dusted. Where can people find you on socials?
Strong101_UK, and then on Facebook with the Strong101, yeah. Or CrossFit Pontefract. And get me, Gaz Firm. And all the same social media outlets.
Perfect.
Professional, wasn't it?
Sweet. If you want to find me, Danny Mitchell MMA on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not on Twitter because it's shite.
Yeah, I'm also not on Twitter.
I have got a Twitter account, but I never use it.
I've only got one. I go on it for fighting. So like the nights of the fight, so I'm not watching it. I'll watch to see what's going on.
Yeah, you know when you watch them MMA bits on TV or whatever, on YouTube, and it's all the news and there's loads of tweets.
Yeah.
I just think who the fuck goes on Twitter now? Just that.
It's dying of death.
Obviously. Yeah. Just so they get put on that show.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Sweet.